Hi all, here's a quick video on building dynamic forms in Grafana. So Grafana is a great visualization tool, but sometimes you want more out of it. Maybe you want to capture some information from the user to set some thresholds in your dashboard, or maybe you just want to give them a simple form, something like this, to enter some information or to pull some information from the user. So this is based on the data manipulation plugin from Volkov Labs. They already have some videos explaining different things about this plugin, and it supports a lot of things. REST API, you can add custom code. In this tutorial, I'll explain how you can make dynamic forms and also add some validation to the forms. So I've already set it up on the dashboard here. I have a Grafana running on Docker in my local machine. So if I edit this panel, I have data manipulation plugin installed. And I have some form elements: name, age, state, country, and I'm also have a REST API that I've set up on Node-RED, which I'll explain in a couple of minutes. So I have name, age, state, and country. So what this form essentially does is if you add a name, it will show the age field. You enter the age. Now, if you add a state, let's say Massachusetts, it'll auto update the country in the form itself. So if I do California, it's in US. If I do Bangalore, it'll update this country to India. So it's pretty dynamic, and you can do a lot more with it. Also, there are some inbuilt validations built in. So right now, let's say if I try to submit the form, it'll error out and say, please enter the missing data. If I add the data and submit it, it'll submit the form and update the database accordingly. So to set or to show and hide the field based on one of the entries, you basically, so like right now I have two form elements. One is name. I have four, but let's look at name and age. So I have name and I have age. In the age element, I have a custom code that picks up the name. So it's selecting my field name here, or my element name from this form, and it puts it in the select variable. Now I check if the select variable value is empty. Is not empty, then return true. What return true does, it will show and hide the form element. So if I enter anything here, that means it's not empty, so it'll show the age field right here. Similarly, for the state and country, it's essentially very basic if-else statement. You can also pick this data up from a database or from Grafana variables. So I'm picking up my state element and my country element. Now, if the state and value is MA, then I set my country.value to US, and so on. I have like few example statements here, but essentially all of this can come from the database. And because you want to always display this this country element here, we do a return true. Otherwise, it won't show the country element in the form itself. So if I do Bangalore, it will check if the state.value is Bangalore, then country.value is essentially India. So that's kind of how you can show and hide elements, make this form dynamic based on user input. Now, another cool thing is I have a post request, which I've set up in Designer, or you can do this on Node-RED. So in my function, I pick up the object and I pick up the age and name. Now, if age or name is empty, I return the status code to a 4. And what this does it, once you hit submit, it will run this custom code. If response the status is 204, then it will notify an error, and or else it will notify success and update the reload the page essentially. So you can add a lot more to it. So this was me essentially scraping the surface of what you can do with this plugin. I have used this plugin for very complex use cases, and it has performed really well. So I hope this helped. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, you can import the dashboard in your Grafana environment. I'll post the link to download the JSON model in the description below. Cheers.